Yeah, buddy. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Childish. We are back at it again. Gotta bring you another critical thinking series, talking about the next big thing. I think this is gotta be an exciting one for sure, as I believe, with ComTOS giving everybody the opportunity to utilize this unit, I think it'll be right up there in the mix. Let's get right into it. We got ourselves a few weeks ago a new unit, and as you know, with the exception of the fortunate few that were able to get it through a light dark scroll, now everyone has the opportunity to utilize this unit. Jubelle, I want to go ahead and talk about him for this critical thinking series because I believe I am predicting right because everybody getting it that the rise of Jubelle, it's coming. Jubelle is coming. Winter is coming. All that good jazz. You're gonna see there's a whole lot more, and I basically want to kind of show why that is the case. So for those that don't know, this is your big brother here, the brother Darian's brother from another mother, Jubelle, the Dark Vagabond. Hopefully you saved it, so you can go ahead and take a look at it. But we got ourselves here a really interesting Vagabond to say the least. So I'm super excited to talk about it. So first attack similar to Darian. Inflicting damage based on your max HP. So the obvious goal is to get his HP as high as possible. And then the game-changing skill here, second to this one, but um, being able to provoke the target with 80% chance, which will be able to be upgraded, to 100%, similar to his defense break. So why is this important? Now, I've talked about this in arena videos. I've talked about this in critical thinking series prior to. Provoking is probably one of the top underrated skills that I see in my ranks or whatnot. Up in the upper Guardian 1, Guardian 2 ranks, there's a couple people that have a couple of units that provoke, but you really don't see anyone going out of the way to utilize a skill like provoke. So, provoke basically takes away the opponent's ability to utilize their second and third skill. And when you're fighting certain teams where their sole purpose is to utilize their second or their third skill, um, you got them basically by the balls. And so, even though it's not a guaranteed chance, with some of the skills out there, like Amon's first skill, this one's second skill, you have the ability to have a very, very high chance to provoke and take away that skill. So big any kind of attack gauge buffer, any kind of healer, taking away the ability to heal on a healer that needs to heal very, very bad is very important. And so that is great. Now, why this unit needs to needs to be given the credit is because it goes in combination with its ability to reduce critical chance. So as we know, when we spec arena units, we spec high-end game units, our goal is to get the most damage possible. And to do that, we need to focus on the amount of critical damage with a particular unit. There's only a handful of units that can take advantage of their skill set without critical damage, but the majority of them, you're going to find people going, Violent Blade, Rage Blade, Fatal, whatever, with attack, crit, damage, attack. The attack, crit, damage, attack is kind of the universal way of specking units, assuming you have the high crit rate. Well, we're forcing the people to attack us, right? And then we have the ability to reduce their chance of critical hits. So if they're a damage dealing unit, they're not going to critically hit us as much. In addition, they reset our skill time for every time being attacked. So with this skill being 3 turns and the ability to bring it down to 2 turns, every time they attack us, they reset the skill because they bring this from when we max it out from 2 turns to 1 turn. So when you get this maxed out, you're going to be able to basically utilize this every time. And so why is this obviously important? Well, depending on how you spec it, you can take away the ability of the opposing team to focus on your units. Why? Okay, so let's consider Conquer 2, 3, Guardian 1, Guardian 2 and up. Generally speaking, we got the meta of fire, and we got ourselves the how do I say, we got ourselves a wide variety of light units that people are using, Darien and Bella. Both of them are defense breakers with a high chance of landing, and both of them are attracted to dark units. So if the arena defense team is set up in such that it can hit anybody, but it's relying on a defense break to focus down a unit and get the damage done, then a unit like this is definitely beneficial, as it forces the units, it forces the opposing team, after the defense is broken on him, to go for him. And you know for a unit that has a reduced amount of critical hit and high hit points, you're gonna see this is gonna be basically a very, very good tank. Now, of course, we have we were fortunate enough. Some people were fortunate enough to get the Diaz, the Dark Death Knight, and he has something similar to that. So we can make a reason for him being a better dark tank, this and that or whatnot. But here's the thing, guys. When we're trying to consider what we want to use in the arena defense or arena offense or whatever, we obviously can't have every single unit and get the benefit of everything. But we need certain things no matter what we do. And you will never see, you will rarely see, excuse me, a successful arena defense without a unit that has a high chance of breaking defense, frequently used and a high chance. So, as you know, this guy, he does have a chance to break defense, but the skill is every 3 turns, maxing out every 2. Whereas our light vagabonds and our dark vagabonds have the ability to defense break every time. So depending on how you set them up, with additional turns on the violence spec or additional counters on the revenge spec, you have the opportunity to break the defense all the time, which makes him a little bit more valuable in the arena defense, in my opinion, or in the arena offense versus the light, arena defense, in my opinion. You just can't get away with having, 4 units and having 50,000, debuffs or whatever. You need something reliable. You need something that can be done every time, and so I value Jubelle over Diaz in that aspect. Now, if you're one of the fortunate few that got into the game late, maybe don't have a light vagabond and want to incorporate a dark death knight, great. But I definitely believe that if you're in that mid to late stages of the game, this is a unit that you definitely don't want to throw away. So we'll go ahead and jump over to Edge's account, aka Kira. If you guys remember from my Arena Remix videos, he's a Guardian 2, Guardian 3 player that's been very, very supportive of my channel. So shout out to Edge for being so supportive. I want to go ahead and just kind of talk about this particular unit as he sits, next to Darien, the Light Vagabond. So you guys can see the difference, as they are both two, different units for different situations, but you can see the changes of the unit, so to speak. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back and forth on the particular unit, so you can see some of the changes as they go. So one of the things that I do like is the fact that it does have more defense and quite a bit more base speed than the Darien. Okay, obviously it is being utilized as a tank because of its skill set, and so having the ability to have just a tad bit more base defense is great. Obviously, you're not specking for defense, you're specking for hit points, so having any and all defense extra is good. Attack power reduced is perfectly fine because his damage is based on max HP for the first skill. So that's what we're really focusing on. That's the skill that's going to be utilized quite a bit more. So not too concerned about that. The only downside here is he has a little bit lower base HP. Okay, so here's the deal. As we always say with certain units in this situation, the ability with the unit that has a defense break as its first skill, it makes it very, very valuable for a rune set that provides additional turns, or a subset that provides a way of giving you additional turns, counterattacks, and whatnot. So it is my belief that Jubelle, and I believe this is kind of like 99% everybody's belief, right? But let's put it out there because everyone's going to be like, oh, how do you ruin him? How do you ruin him? Well, watch the video and you're going to learn, okay? His skill set for Darian's Violent Revenge will not change when it comes to Jubelle. Jubelle is going to be rocking the same thing, okay? So when I get enough, runes and whatnot, I'm going to go ahead and put it on there. Now, again, like other people, I do have Diaz, but I believe that when considering the usage of Arena and especially Guild Wars too, where you have a limited amount of units and you want that reliable defense break and an opportunity to provoke. I think this just goes, this just kind of gives the nod. Diaz has his place, but I believe Jubelle, you'll see more people utilizing Jubelle in the end game versus Diaz. So, Violent Revenge, hit points across the board. What we're looking for, guys, on the substats is the hit point percentage in the 1, the 3, and the 5, the speed in the 1, the 3, and the 5, and then, of course, keep in mind Darian has his base accuracy increase from the skill set. He does not. He has a speed. So if you can get a little bit of accuracy, that is great. As you can see here, Edge has done a very, very good job of getting the accuracy substats, as you see here. Great substats on these runes here. And then, of course, the hit point percentages on the 1, the 3, and the 5. Now, as far as, for Jubelle to kind of take advantage of the base speed, definitely, try to find those speed substats. I'm going to make a video on this in the future, but the value of 30 to 40 speed with regards to any unit is definitely noticeable in the end game. You got people utilizing units with 250, 275 plus speed, and you're sitting here trying to go up against them in the arena offense with, a unit that had, 94, 99 speed, with no speed modifiers and no speed, increasers. And sometimes when you get into these fights, the value of speed, regardless if you're using a swift set or not, right? The value of speed in general is a lot stronger than people are anticipating. Okay, so if anyone has recently followed Nick the Grease channel, he's made a really, really good video talking about the swift runes and the value of speed and how it could be useful, at any time, with regards to any unit. So shout out to Nick the Greek. But it's both Nick and my belief that a good amount of speed plus 30 to 40, 50 speed, regardless of the unit, is definitely valuable. Now, of course, you can't get you can't get everything, right. You got to focus on what you can get. But if you have the available runes or whatnot, finding the runes on this particular unit with speed, hit point percentage, and accuracy is going to do you wonders. And this one here is going to need just a tad bit more accuracy than the Darren because he doesn't have the bonus from the Awakening skill. So, Violent Revenge is the optimal setup. Now, if you don't have Violent, you can make a reason for Nemesis. You can make a reason for, pretty much anyone. I do like an extra Nemesis on this one. Because since he is built in as a tank, you want to give him the opportunity to increase his attack gauge. And because he is set up in such that he's going additional turns and has the ability to taunt and force people to hit him, Nemesis is only going to help improve his ability to go again because he's getting his attack gauge increased and everyone's attacking him. You can, again, his hit points are a little bit lower, so energy, guard, all the defensive-based runes are going to be pretty darn, strong here. Even if you find a good set of focus runes to put on here that has the thing, what you're looking for. If you find 2 focus runes that have hit point percentage with speed, hit point, and accuracy percentage on there, then go ahead and put a set on. Because like I said, a little bit of accuracy will go a long way for a unit that is trying to provoke and trying to defense break. Don't be ashamed to put on a weird set. If you don't have Violent Revenge, it's all right. So, yes, Violent is going to be our main focus as far as the primary set. As far as subsets, Revenge is my number 1, Nemesis is my number 2, and then throwing in Energy, Guard, Focus, Endure. Any of those defensive-based subsets are going to be great. So, I think that's pretty much it, guys. I apologize for carrying this video longer than it is, but as you guys know, we really haven't had any YouTuber out there really talk about this unit, since the availability of getting it. I believe there was one or two, and I apologize if I missed it. Fail. But I did want to kind of put it out there since it is an available unit for the people that have been playing since the last month. They got that opportunity to get the Dark Vagabond, and I believe this is a unit that needs to be held on to. Definitely, because as you guys saw, Arena episode 83 versus Agent Suck Suck, I got my ass handed to me about 8 times just because of the additional turns he was providing and the ability to taunt and take away my ability for my Bella to heal. It was pretty intense. So definitely exciting to watch if you haven't seen it. But other than that, guys, we'll cut it off right there. So again, thank you guys for your support. Smash that like button if you like this video. I appreciate all your support. This is Childish or Childish Plays checking out. Take care. We will see you next time. I'm out.